Fox Den here on the Fox D Network. My name is Heath Douglas, and on today's show, we have with us a real star from the Hollywood Walk of Fame itself. He starred in some of your favorite movies, from Godzilla with Matthew Broderick to The Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves, and even more recent films such as The Irishman and Jumanji: The Next Level. Please welcome to the show, everybody, Dennis Mallen. Dennis, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me, Heath. I appreciate it.
No problem. Now, there is a lot to get to within your acting career. You've been acting, honestly, for quite some time, about 30 years now, and you've started over 60 films. You've been a producer, a director, pretty much have worn every single hat there is in Hollywood. And I want to get into all those specifics. I want to ask you about your background and all that. But before we do just want to get into our sponsor. And, of course, that is this network's coin, the Fox D coin. The Fox D coin is a totally community-driven coin with no pre-mine and no developer's wallet, making it where the coin is held behind a wall. Fox D is 100% transparent, and it is open to everybody, making it a coin that is for the people and by the people. The unique advantage of Fox D is the offering what we utilize right now, and that is the Fox D network. The coin gives everybody the opportunity to get seen on our network and gives your content a chance to shine, with your audience growing along with the network. We're always accepting new guests, streamers, and contributors. So if you would like to expand your brand, you know what to do. Check us out on our website at foxdnetwork.com. That is Fox, the letter D, network.com. Or you can always support the coin as well at foxdcoin.com, where you can download your own wallet. Or if you want to buy some coins yourself, you can check us out on Crex24, BitSales, FX, and Free Exchange. So, let's start off by telling us about your humble background and, where you came from, your childhood, all that stuff, but also how you went from being a kid, backstage telling me you're from New Jersey, how you went from that to going into acting and really where that brought you today.
Sure. Well, it all started way back November 7th, a long time ago. Marianne and Dennis Sr. gave birth to a bouncing baby boy, 6 pounds, 3 ounces. No, born and raised in Kearney, New Jersey, Treetown, USA, Soccertown, USA. I went to high school with a bunch of World Cup soccer players. John Harkes, Tony Miola, Tab Ramos was from town, and just great people. Well, right. I was really a straight C student from birth, as I was saying earlier, and I worked hard for my C's, but always kind of a happy-go-lucky type of kid because that's how I was raised. Where we were middle class. Dad worked for the utility company. Mom was the serial entrepreneur. And I'm the oldest of three, my brother and sister. Kelly Ann's a fellow Scorpio. My brother's 8 years old. A former Scorpio.
Right. Is she dead?
No, still with us, thank God. She's sitting on my birthday this November. And it's just crazy. I mean, I look back on the way I was raised. I look back on how I was raised and my environment, which really formulates where you are today. If you listen to the song Subdivisions from Rush, it truly lays out how I was raised. Now, I certainly wasn't an overly popular kid. I was tall, skinny, big feet, but I was an athlete. I was kind of like that street athlete. Played hockey, played whatever we were doing there, and just had fun. Just never worried about tomorrow per se. Now, straight C's. I went to culinary school. I went to university. I did this. I did that. I was a young CEO of a technology company. Nice. I consider myself just really blessed. I came in as employee number 3 back in the rah-rah 90s. The rockin' 90s, man, when technology was just booming, Silicon Valley. And we just had a lot of fun. I think, I was lucky, right? Preparedness meets opportunity. You make your own luck. And sure. As we were talking earlier, Heath, I do a lot of reading. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. There's a lot that I didn't read back in the day that I've made up for as an adult. And I think it's really kind of formed where I am today. Getting into the acting, I'm a Freemason. My lodge is in Kearney, New Jersey, Copestone Ophir. And I was able to develop my confidence because there's a lot of public speaking, a lot of history. We were talking history earlier, and you learn certain things. Well, I think when the student's ready, the master appears, right?
Right.
I met one of my best friends and mentors, Jim Demonic. Jim, if you watch Game of Thrones, he looks like Robert Baratheon. He looks like the king of the realm. Stout, long hair, the beard, the deep booming royal voice. That's Jim. And when the show came out, I'm like, oh my gosh, Jim, how come you're not there? But he's my mentor. He really is. So he got me involved, and we get together in Manhattan, every Thursday, Friday night, give or take, for a scotch and a cigar. And I'd show up in a suit, a 3-piece suit, whatnot. And he got, oh my God, look at this kid. He came from Central Casting. What a good looking kid. Yeah, Jim, whatever, Jim. But I slowly got started, and he helped me out. And I look at it, each project that I've been on, Heath, begats another project. Whenever you're auditioning, whenever you're on set, you're always auditioning for something else. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you might be my director of photography. You might be my first AD. You might be a PA on some set. But in your mind, you've got your other projects. Mm-hmm. And you're sizing me up. Now, if I'm a no-good SOB on set and I'm complaining and bullshitting around, you ain't going to work with me. But I make it, I go out there and I network. I meet people and I build my network. And being in Florida now for the last 5-6 years, I really think I bring my Northeast hustle and I apply that to the business. My good friend Preston Walden always says it's show business, it's not show friends, and you have to act accordingly. Nobody is calling me up and handing me a paycheck, right? I got to go hustle for it. I got to get prepared. Now, I follow a lot of great actors. Kenneth Branagh, one of my man crushes, okay? I love King Lear. I love Hamlet, okay? Mr. Pacino. There's a lot of people out there that I follow, and I've read their books. I've read their biographies. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks basically says, as an actor, my responsibility is to show up early, because if I'm on time, I'm late.
Right.
It's to be off book, memorize your script, which unfortunately a lot of people aren't off book, and you've got to bring 10 to 12 different ideas. That's my responsibility. I get paid to play the fool. I get paid to act and to bring your written word to life. Mm-hmm. What a fun life that is. What a fun job that is. But when I'm on set and the director says cut, I kind of go over to my own little kind of corner by myself to get myself ready for the next scene. Now, you probably seen a lot of my stuff on YouTube. I consider myself a method actor. Not right. I'm self-declared because I've been told by people I respect. And you want me to cry? Man, I can cry for you. You want this, you want that. I really learned how to digest the character and regurgitate what that character is going through. You do that by doing a lot of study, by doing a lot of evaluation, and really getting to the inner machinations of that person. What's that person thinking about? What's the background? What's your intention? And I'm able to do that work and do that work pretty quick because I need to bring something to the script. Right. I need to be on set. I need to show the director. One of my first things, as you mentioned, was Devil's Advocate. Keanu Reeves, Craig T. Nelson, Mr. Pacino. And I remember sitting there. I was in the courtroom scene. It was me and these two other people. And Taylor Hackford was the director. Big, burly, Viking-looking guy. He was married to Helen Mirren. I don't know if they're still married. They don't call me back.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, action. I have my intention. I'm doing my thing. He goes, cut. You and you out. Two people sitting right next to me. He kicked out. And he goes, no, you're fine. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? I turn around and Pacino's like, it's all right, son. Okay. The voice of God. The voice of God. It's all right, son. Thank you, sir. And it's just hysterical. It was just really hysterical. And just off to the races, man. I told you before, Dad, you were back. We did a season of that last year during the pandemic. That just got picked up by Glued TV. Really excited about that. That should be out over the next week, 2 weeks or so. Taylor Miller, I did a Western movie. Who does Westerns these days? Oh, Timothy Oliphant, great actor. Clint Eastwood, you know that name. And Dennis Mallen. I'm cool.
Right. Who else?
I'm cool with that. Well, Heath, we've won 35 Best Movie Awards, 3 Best Actors.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. The funny part is I haven't even seen it yet.
Really?
Half the world seen all the film festivals. All of Eastern Europe has seen it, from Russia to Portugal. They've seen it, and we took away about 20 plus best movies. I think I took 1 Best Actor. We won Cannes. Winning Cannes is like winning the independent Oscar.
Right.
Okay? Then we came to the States, and we won a bunch of things in LA. I think we're in Vegas now. We just won a big thing in Arizona, and it's just cool. So I get text messages from friends on Facebook and whatnot saying, "Hey man, love the hair, love what you did. You're intense. You're an awesome actor." And I appreciate that. You appreciate fellow professionals. So that's running through. And then Unlawful Duties. I think it has about 225,000 views on Amazon Prime. Wow. We're going to make that into a feature. I'm working opposite Eric Roberts.
That's cool.
So that, I mean, lightning has struck 2-3 times.
Yes.
How often does that happen in someone's career? It doesn't. So I feel really lucky, really blessed to be where I am career-wise. And I just feel I'm on the precipice of something big. I feel really positive and really good. So.
Well, that's awesome. And I mean, that is so cool, winning all those awards. Now, hopefully it doesn't go to your head, though. I mean, when you do your award speech, just do the thing like, don't worry, I remember the little people. I will remember everyone.
Well, I've got 2 speeches. If I want to be blackballed from the industry, I've got 1 speech. which I'll say that to the cats. I'll give that speech to the cats. And if the cats like it, they'll give me a paw up. If not, they'll walk away.
Sure.
At the other speech where I you don't get there by yourself, that's for sure. And like I said, I've got a kick-ass management team. I really do. Angela Anderson, my manager, Rebecca Mahan, my publicist, Carol Dutton, my CPA. I haven't had a team like that my entire career, yet over the last few years, I've just had this great team in place. And I'm just really excited. I'm humble. I've always been humble. I always keep my head down because my mentality is keep your head down, grind.
Correct.
Okay, pick up, smell the roses. Okay, the sun is shining. Put your head back down. Because I'm not there yet. And even once I'm there, I like to work. We were talking about being ADD before and stuff like that. The worst thing you can do to me is have nothing to do and put me in front of the TV. I am not good with nothing to do. I'm at my best when my hair is on fire. And you understand that.
Same here.
and you get that. So that's how I am. And it's just fun. I find myself producing. I find myself teaching. And it's just I just like to be totally engaged, man. I really do.
No, and that's awesome because at least it makes it where, especially in all through 2020, we've all had the whole thing where everyone had to get locked down, everyone had to stay inside. So I think we're all pretty well done streaming on Netflix, sitting on our couch doing nothing.
There's nothing else to see, man. They're all looking for new content. What's new to see out there? It's crazy.
There's nothing, right?
It's kind of crazy. I mean, I love, I auditioned for House of Dragons, HBO. I auditioned. Of course, I'm not blonde hair, blue eyed. I auditioned. Right. If you look at a lot of shows, either streaming, HBO Max, and whatnot, you might have 1 or 2 A-listers, and then it's all new names.
Yes.
Which is awesome. Why? Because there's opportunity, and it's really exciting. And it always gives you hope, and you got to keep pushing. I'm hoping Daddy We're Back gets picked up, and we do season 2. But the best I can do for Daddy We're Back is keep busy. The best thing I can do for me is keep building my brand and keep getting my name out there and keep grinding.
Exactly. So I want to roll the clock back to 1997. Devil's Advocate. Which honestly, great movie. I mean, if you have, for the younger generation that might not have seen it, I'm sure most of Gen Z has not seen it. If you haven't, great, you need to go watch it. But what was that experience like being on set and kind of being called up to the big leagues, as it were? What was that like for your first real movie experience?
It was surreal. Now, you always want to be professional. You don't want to be, oh my God. That's
right.
You never, ever, ever. You got it. You're in New York, so you might pass De Niro, Pacino any other day. You don't know who you're going to walk by. Right. So you got to play it ice cold. You got to be cool. You got to be cool about everything. So, and that was my first SAG feature. Mm-hmm. So here I am. And I literally got picked out by the second AD. And again, you got to play cool. And you're like,
right.
All right, there's Pacino. Now, you look at him. Now, he came into the New York City courtroom, downtown New York City. And he walks in, you can hear a pin drop. All the din of everything that's going on. Here comes Mr. Pacino. Shh.
Oh.
And here he comes. And he sits down. Don't stare at the sun. You stare at the sun. Yep. You know his presence is right here. Just play cool.
Yes.
Right? Professional. He's over here. Here's Craig T. Nelson. Here's Keanu Reeves. So it's like, all right. And here's this director that looks like he can like rip my head off and just pick me up and throw me out. Taylor Hackford. So I'm like, all right, just be cool. Keep your intention. What is your intention? I'm in a big courtroom scene. It was about a big murder, and I've got to be cool. And you always have your intention. So I'm sitting there, and it's a courtroom. I'm not going to sit there stoic. What am I doing? I'm looking around. I'm thinking. I've got my intention, and it was so cool. It was so surreal. We go back to holding, and now nobody's talking to me. Nobody's talking to me because I got kicked out of a crowd, and I'm sitting next to the sun, and now nobody's talking to me. Like, okay, well, this now, what did I do? What's going on? So I was in SAG at the time, and we went past 12 hours, which everyone's yelling, golden time. Golden time.
Yes.
Time. Now I'm non-SAG. I know nothing about nothing. Okay. I don't know the premise of the movie. I saw the movie. It's got to be at least 2 years later. I was in Arkansas. Mm-hmm. My mother was in Arkansas for some reason. I have no idea why. I took her to the movie, and I really didn't know the premise of the movie. Now, I'm of the age, my mother either was pregnant when Rosemary's Baby came out, or I was born when Rosemary's Baby came out. Okay?
Right.
Remember that? Okay, so here, Keanu Reeves is a lawyer, and he's Satan's spawn.
Right.
He's Rosemary's Baby grown up.
Yes.
And he's my age. Okay? So here's my mother watching this movie. Rosemary's Baby has grown up, and he's a New York City high-powered attorney working for Pacino, or excuse me, Satan. And oh, by the way, Rosemary's Baby has grown up. So I didn't know the sides of it, but what a powerful movie. Pacino didn't even get nominated. The monologue at the end alone, Heath, I get chills. I print it out. I try to memorize it. I want to do that monologue because it's so chilling. Because it's so deep, and Mr. Pacino, you can't go wrong. So it was such a great experience, and like I said, you meet a lot of people, and you parlay, or at least I do. I parlay each time I'm on set into the next project because you're only as good as your next.
Yeah.
You're only what's next. What are you booked for next? What's going on next? You're only as good as next.
Yes. Exactly. Well, and talking about with next movies and the next show and all that is after you had wrapped up with The Devil's Advocate, had all the fun on set, got to meet Pacino. When you talk about the after effect of the movie, what was that like the moments afterwards when they said cut the day after and everything got wrapped up filming? Were you still on that high of just, oh my gosh, I just started a movie with Al Pacino? Or were you like, okay, cool, like you said, moving on to the next one after that?
Well, you can't, you're emotionally involved in everything that you're on. So when you're wrapped, it's such an emotional high, it's such an emotional low. Because let's face it, you're being exposed you're opening up yourself up,
Correct.
truly being a method actor. You're exposing yourself either in front of strangers or in front of your intimate cast, your cast and crew. So bearing your soul in front of strangers, you got that emotional high and low.
Yes.
So it's always an emotional low because you're never going to see your family again. You'll see them in 2 years at the premiere, but it's like, oh, I miss these people. You know, because we cried, we laughed, we shared a moment together. So you leave a piece of your heart every time you're on set. I'm getting emotional thinking about it.
You're right.
Even the stuff I've done, I'm looking at my board, the stuff that's coming up and the stuff that I've done. You know, I was on set for this short film, and this PA comes up to me, and I had the lead, and he goes, "Are you okay?" I go, "Yeah, man, I'm great." I go, "Why? What's going on?" He goes, "You've been smiling since you've been here." I go, "Okay." He goes, "You good?" I go, "Yeah, I love what I do. I love what I do." And I was laughing to myself that this kid, 18, 20-year-old kid, saw me just grinning ear to ear. I love what I do, and I'm glad it comes across that way. Really
and I think that's one of the biggest things about, like, and even in any job is, if you're smiling through it, if it actually makes you happy, you haven't found just a job, but a career, and it's going to work out.
Yep.
So also with your filming career as well, you have been, like I said, in well over 60, 66 films. And many of the films that you are in, and a lot of the TV shows and series and stuff, for most people, they're not going to be big name stuff. I mean, yes, you do have obviously The Devil's Advocate, Jumanji, that sort of thing. But a majority of them are a lot of kind of smaller productions and all that sort of thing. Is that more of a personal choice that you did? Maybe like some actors try to keep themselves humble, or is it just like, no, I just haven't been cast in the right big movie yet?
Well, it's a combination of things. Think about it. You go to the gym. Why do you go to the gym? To stay in shape. Right. The first day you walk in the gym, are you benching 250? No. You're doing your reps. Okay. I love doing shorts because why do you do a short? And a lot of times it's a proof of concept. Okay. Sure. You got a great script. You want to lay it down. You don't have oodles of money to do something. Look at Unlawful Duties. I'll tell you the way that came about. I did The Brothers with a few people. Well, I get a call from Sunil Kulkarni, good friend of mine, director, writer of Unlawful Duties. He calls me up. "Hey, Dan, how you doing? Great, brother. What's going on? Hey, can you help me out?" "Yeah, if I can. What do you need?" "Hey, what do you got going on this weekend?" "Dude, I'm wide open." "Well, good. I got Christopher Avanti coming in." "Oh, Chris. I love Chris. I've worked with him before." "Hey, can you come up and take this lead role for me? It's just, 3-4 day shoot. I'll pay you X." "Wow. Yeah, brother. Let me read the script and, whatever you need." Again, relationship through the years I've built up with these people. Read the script. I'm playing a corrupt cop. I'm playing a cop with a New York attitude. Go figure. Right? So I read the script. I'm like, "Dude, I'm yours." I show up on set and I'm like, "Well, what happened?" "Oh, the lead actor walked off set. The guy had an attitude. It was his first time acting, yada, yada, yada." All right. I've worked with Sunil before. I've worked with Chris before. We had instant dynamism. The dynamic was amazing. We've got chemistry. We love it. Well, we laid it down, and a lot of times I'll walk away and think nothing of it. All right, it's in the can. I had fun. If it goes to festivals, I'll be seen. If it gets picked up, God bless. Well, Sunil throws it on Amazon Prime, and like I told you earlier, 220,000 views. That is crazy. Now, I know what I got paid, and I really should have renegotiated. but hindsight's 2020.
Right.
And now we're doing the feature in January, and I'm starring across from Eric Roberts. That's hot stuff.
Right.
That's hot stuff. I'm telling you this, Heath, because you never know. My mentality has always been, if you do enough work, you do enough stuff, you throw it up against the wall, you see what sticks.
Yes.
And that's it. I need to keep my instrument fine-tuned. It's like going to the gym and doing whatever you do at the gym.
Correct.
It's the same thing. So I'll do a short. I'll do a freebie. I'll do whatever I need to do just to keep my instrument sharp.
Yeah.
Because in. I love what I do. Oh, by the way, you get paid doing this? Oh yeah.
Oh,
Great.
sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, you're gonna pay me? Sure. Hey, woo. So throughout the years, I mean, I understand how marketable I am. I understand how the paychecks have increased, obviously, and the
Sure.
projects are getting bigger. So you never know. Stuff I've got coming up. I've got The Italians coming up. It's an international crime drama. Zach Dieppe, the writer producer, he's written 7 books.
Wow.
He's got enough content to keep us going. I'm playing, my role is I want to get this right. I'm playing the assistant department head of Homeland Security for New York City.
Okay.
Now, the way it's written, and Zach calls me like every 2 days. He's like my best friend. We totally hit it off. My role, I'm the most corrupt New York City politician on the payroll today. I'm involved with the mafia, with the Yakuza. I'm involved with every aspect. And I've got different people, FBI agents working for me. And it's a reoccurring role. It's a lead role, and it's a reoccurring role. Now, I love it because whenever I put anything on Facebook or Instagram, I love marketing. I'll never use social media as drama book. I use it solely for marketing. But Zach sees everything that I do, and he loves it. And again, one project begets another project. I did a movie called Dahlia, 1950s kind of Humphrey Bogart type of picture. And I love it. They saw Unlawful Duties on Amazon Prime. They hit me up right away. They call Angela and we're like, we need him. We need him now. He's our guy.
Nice.
You know? And we did that at the beautiful Howie Mansion up here in Florida. So there's a lot that I've got coming up. There's a lot that's going on. And you just never know what tomorrow brings. So what do you need to do? You need to be ready.
Yeah.
You need to be ready. And like I said earlier, the best thing Dennis Mallen can do for any of these projects is to keep busy and to keep building my brand.
Oh, I agree. And I think that's one of the things, too, is a lot of people, when they do want to get into acting, they think that the first thing they're going to do is walk into some director's office and the guy's going to say, all right, kid, you got a job. And they're going to hit it off. And, oh, my gosh, I get to act with Dwayne Johnson. And, oh, my gosh, Vin Diesel. And you're like, no. You have to have a little bit of history first, get at least maybe 5 or 6 small films on your belt, and then you might move into, I get to act with Brad Pitt now. Like,
that's funny. That's funny. You know what? One of my dream jobs. I'm a big Frank Herbert fan. Dune. I've read all the books twice. His son's books, his books, and whatnot.
That's
so
cool.
Dennis Villeneuve is coming out with Dune in 21 days. And I'm counting down because I'm so jazzed. I put on Facebook, I would give my left anything to be in the next movie. Right. So my publicist picks it up and she goes, well, here's Dennis Villeneuve's number in his office up in Ottawa, Canada. And I'm like, ooh. So Angela Anderson, my manager, is calling the office. Not saying there's anything going on. Please don't misconstrue.
No. I wasn't assuming. I promise.
This is not how it works. But you manifest it, and I've got the team around me. And I told Angela, I go, look, does he want a pint of blood? Does he want a pint? Does he want a toe? What does he want? I will be an extra. I'll be one of the I'll be a Fremen. I'll be whatever he needs me to be. I just want to get on set. It's like, I kind of manifest with my friends. I am the next Mandalorian.
Nice.
I am the next Mandalorian. I haven't been cast yet.
Yes.
I am the next Mandalorian.
You're going to do it.
Period. I love, oh my gosh. No disrespect. I can't remember his name right now.
That's all right.
No disrespect. I love him, but I'm the next.
Well, I hope we do see you in the next Mandalorian. I think that would be awesome to see you, like maybe season 3, season 4. That because I heard Gina Carano might be possibly coming back, so you and her might pick it off.
I think she should. She's good at what she does. I mean, it is what it is.
No, exactly. Now, talking about also with roles and building up your career, has there ever been any roles at any point that, for example, you may have turned down for some reason, or you just didn't get for a certain thing that was a huge regret that you're like, man, if I would have just said yes to that role, I could have been with Brad Pitt in something, something, something.
There's plenty.
Oh, really?
Too many to name. One that I really screwed up on back in the day in Manhattan. I get a call for a car insurance commercial, and they want a nerd.
Right.
However you internalize that. So I'm like, all right. I'm going to buy a pair of glasses. I'm going to put tape in the middle. I'm going to buy a bow tie.
Right.
And I'm going to come and I'm going to nerd out. So, and the way the audition went, I'm driving, and the Macarena song comes on.
Oh.
I'm driving, all nerded out, and the Macarena. I'm like, oh, Macarena. And the casting director goes, bang, car accident, because I'm lost in the song. And with the car accident, what I literally did, I flipped my chair back.
Oh.
Bang, I flipped my chair back. I know how to fall. I learned. So I just bang. I get the call back the next day. You think I'd show up wearing the same costume, the same? Nope.
Oh,
I showed up like this. They wanted to see that stupid me, egoistic me, which I learned real quick. It ain't about me.
Yes.
Right? It's about what they want. It ain't about me. I lost that gig.
Oh, no.
And that could have been my first national commercial back in the day. So lesson learned, if you're going to show up on set with a beard, with a pink shirt or lavender or whatever, show up with a beard and a pink shirt, because that's what they want to see. It ain't about you. They'll tweak it. They'll cut this. They'll do that. But they want to see what they want to see. So I learned a lot from that. Thank God that was 20 years ago. I never made that mistake again. And yeah, I mean, when you audition a lot, you got to put it out there. You got to do it, put it out there, move on. Do it, put it out there, move on. Do it, put it out there, move on.
Exactly. Just go to the next one.
I auditioned for House of Dragons. I did a monologue from Dune, actually, for House of Dragons. That was my audition. Now it's out there. They're already taping season 1. Okay, that's cool. Hey, God bless. There's more opportunity, and I got to keep pushing forward.
Right.
So you don't sit back and go, oh my gosh, I wish this happened. I wish that happened. No, you got to have the mentality. Shake it off. You did it. Move on. I did 3 big auditions last week. You do it. You put it out there. You move on. And that's the mentality. You gotta know you're blessed enough to have the opportunities to audition.
Yes.
Okay. You got to know that you're good enough and blessed enough that you've got work out there, that people are doing your work, and you don't know who's going to see what. You don't know. 220,000 views, unlawful duties. Do you think there might be someone that's influential that knows somebody that might say, hey, that guy Dennis, he's our guy? It's already happened.
Yeah.
Killer Miller, 35 best movies all around the world. You think somebody saw it? So here's the thing, Heath. I'm the optimist. I wake up every morning. I read my goals, my affirmations. I meditate. I make the decision to have a good day because I believe it comes down to a decision. Human nature is what human nature is. I decide it's going to be the best day ever. Every day, best day ever. It's a present. It's a gift, right? So I'm not going to sit back on my regrets. I watched an interview with Tony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Right.
And what is he, 80? I don't know what he is.
85, 90. He's getting up there.
He's up there. But still, I'd love to have a beer with him or at least a glass of Chianti with no fun.
Right, before he goes away.
I'd love to shake the man's hand and just sit there and listen.
Right.
So he was, do you have any regrets? He goes, no, I've got no time for regrets. I've loved life. I've made mistakes. I have no time for regrets. I was like, I got to write that down. So that's one of my affirmations. I have no regrets. No time for regrets. Because think about it. Such a great actor. Do you think he might have, twisted a few arms back in the day, broken a few? I'm sure it just
Right.
things happen. So you just got to keep pushing forward, man. And look, I always say there are people out there that love me.
Yeah.
And there are just as many that hate me.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Right.
It
It's
is what
life.
it
That's
is.
how it works.
It is. Heath, come out and see my movie. I hate this guy so much. He's a piece of. I'm going to come out and watch this movie. He sucks. You still come out and watch my movie. I was in the Mad Hatter 3 years ago, and a review came out from an LA newspaper writer. Not going to give you a name. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I'm reading it on my way to the gym, and I'm laughing my ass off. And I get to the gym. My buddy's like, "What's so funny?" I go, "Dude, I never sucked so bad in my entire life." He goes, "Is that a good thing?" I go, "Dude, it's in the LA Times." I go, "It's freaking awesome." Dennis Mallen, suck. I never sucked so bad in my entire life. Now, what does that mean? When the critics say it sucks, it means I'll get a Rotten Tomatoes of 10.
Right.
And 100 million people go watch it. So it just, you got to come with it. You got to roll with it.
Yeah.
Jim Mnemonic told me, I'm gonna screw up this quote. Don't believe the bad. Don't read in and believe the bad reviews, and don't internalize the good reviews. Just take it as it comes. So.
No, I agree. And you did hit a good point is, and I think you can apply this even for us that are non-actors, but even when you're going for a job interview is, you put in for all these applications and you're right. You just got to keep plugging along and just keep applying, give your best because, if that manager at the store wanted you, he would have already called you 2 weeks ago,
Sure.
So you just got to keep pushing through and go like, don't get hung up on this one interview and say, oh my gosh, I can't let this one go. It's my dream job. No, there's other avenues. There's other ways that you may be able to be like, hey, you might not be manager at that store, but you might end up being CEO of this other store because, oh my gosh, you're the perfect one we're looking for.
I got to tell you this one story though.
Sure.
Pre-COVID, I had this one audition, and comedy is the toughest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy is I'll do drama for you. I'll cry. I played a 70-year-old with dementia. It's up on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Comedy is tough. So I get this audition, and it's a gentleman from England. He's got to be 75, 80 by now.
Wow.
He subsequently passed.
Oh,
he worked and mentored under Benny Hill.
Oh, really?
Okay, you know that name.
Yeah, so Benny Hill. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Here's an English comedic master. He mentored under a master. Okay. Yes. I want this. I desire this. Oh my gosh, what is this going to do for me working with this master? And we did the audition. I was there for about 3 hours, and he's hitting me hard. No. And I didn't get it. I walked out of there with my head down, my tail between my legs saying, oh my God, I suck. Who do I think I am? I'm no good. La, 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 la. I had my 5-second pity party, of which we're all at least once a month, whatever.
Sure.
I got to my car, and I'm like, this suck. I suck, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's turn the phone back on. I look at the phone. I got cast in something else.
Oh, so, how cool.
So though I suck from this perspective, I guess I'm okay from another perspective.
Right.
Comedy is tough. I saw the movie, and I saw the guy that got my role, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
I lost that. No good. SOB. But it is what it is. It's humbling. Mm-hmm. It's you said about being humble. This industry will humble you real quick.
Yes.
But you got to be strong and have an internal strength where you're going to process it. Mm-hmm. You're going to eat the meat, spit out the bone.
Right.
You're going to take what you need from it, you digest it, you grow from it, and you move on.
No, exactly. Because, and again, like I was mentioning before, there's a lot of people who they try to go right for that big fish at the beginning and get that one big breakout role with, oh my gosh, Steve Carell, I'm going to act with him. And then when they don't get it, they literally, like you said, you feel like, oh, I'm going to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, no, there's a million other production stuff going on at the exact same time. Like, you can audition for 1,000 other things. Like, don't give up.
You know what I tell everybody? Name your favorite actor, whoever that might be. You know, go to their IMDb, look up their filmography. Henry Fonda, or, you know, when he died. Okay, you look up his IMDb. Oh, he's got like 1,000 listings, whatever he's got at the time. You go through those listings, there's maybe 4 or 5 blockbusters.
Yes.
There's a ton of stinkers.
Yes.
Is it worth it? Do you remember the stinkers or do you remember the blockbusters? Stupid question.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing. If between here and there, you got to go through a ton of dung, you got to go through miles and miles of shit, would you do it? And how many people stop when they're almost there? How many people stop when they're 99% through and, oh, I can see it, I can feel it, I'm right there? Everybody. Because here's the thing. I've learned from my mentors back in the day. I've got a lot of strong business mentors. Ed Milet, financial guy, podcast guy, great mentor. I've met Ed 6-10 times. Jeff Levitan, great independent people. How many people are buried with music left inside of them?
Yeah.
How many people are in their 20s and they're already dead inside? We just haven't buried them yet. Wow. Think about that. I think that's it's deep, right? So live every day to the fullest, man. Put it out there because you don't know what's going to happen. The universe, God, whatever you prescribe to.
Sure.
Right? You're meant to enjoy this journey. We're only going around this world once, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Make the best of it, man. Have fun, you know, love, laugh, and do what you got to do. You know, and my legacy, I mean, I pray I can keep doing this until the day I die because I can't do this until the day I die. Tony Hopkins is how old? John Lithgow is how old?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I was watching a show on HBO with, oh my gosh, what's his name? And another actor, 85 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. It's amazing. You can do this until the day, you know, until the day you die.
Oh, and my gosh, yeah.
I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about that. I just need to be ready. I need to be ready mentally. I need to be ready physically and go from there. Daniel Craig, James Bond, is 55 years old.
Yeah. And he's still kicking it.
Sly Stallone, 70, whatever.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's in like 72 or something now. Yeah.
He's got the body of a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to me? I've got to keep my instrument sharp, tuned up, and ready to go. So, you know, we talked earlier, I'm learning Spanish. Why? Because I should. Okay.
Right.
And, you know, I'm doing brain training. I'm learning the guitar. I'm trying to keep my instrument as sharp as possible. Good. So when the roles come, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to bounce.
Exactly. So on a lighter note, I'm sure there's probably tons of the no, it's okay. No, so the kind of on a lighter note though, what are some maybe secrets from actors or some movie myths that you personally have either heard or experienced that you would just like to bust right now? That you're like, listen, guys, whatever you read online, it doesn't work like that. What are some myths, some legends, and that sort of stuff in the industry that you want to just put an end to? So
you said about it earlier. I've only known 3 people that have walked in and boom, went 0 to 60. I know 3 people. Mm-hmm. One person walked into Ford modeling at 18, bam, got signed.
Nice.
That's not how it happens.
Right.
Okay? That's not how it happens. You know, there is a lot of waiting around. It is a lot of hard work. You know, I'm at the gym the other day and I did a limousine commercial and a guy comes up to me and goes, So how much do you make for that? And I'm like, excuse me? Yeah. So how much coin do you make? And they go, more than some, less than others.
Right.
He goes, what? He goes, you're not going to tell me? No, it's none of your business. My ex-wife doesn't know. I'm not going to, you know, so you've got to pay your dues. You've got to be the extra on set for 12 hours and have a bag of Doritos and a bottle of water. You've got to use, not everybody walks in and gets signed and has that, A-lister roll right off the stuff, right off the cuff. You've got to run it like a business. Right. It truly is a business. And if I can emphasize that to anybody and everybody, you need to get out there and build your network. I got a call from a friend of mine, and she kind of set me off a little bit. She goes, I'm really disappointed. I go, huh? She goes, you got so many projects going on, but there's nothing for my daughter. I'm like, time out. I go, whose career is most important to me? Yours or mine? I go, 20 plus years, I've built this network. I've built my name. I've built my brand. I take care of number one first, because charity begins where? In my house.
Yes.
Once I get cast, once I'm producing, then I try to take care of my friends. Not backwards.
Correct.
That's how this works. So, you've got to run it like a business. You've got to know that there's a lot of hurry up and wait. There's a ton of hurry up and wait. And a 30-second spot that you might see takes 4 or 5 days to make.
Yep.
It is what it is. So it's like making sausage, Heath. You ever make sausage?
Yes.
Okay, you have. I never did. Yeah. I never want to, because it's a disgusting and laborious process.
It is. It's
but
not
what I like doing?
Fun at all.
I like grilling the sausage. I like a nice Italian roll, sausage, peppers, a little sauce, a little gravy.
Nice.
Okay, but nobody wants to go through the process of making the sausage.
No.
That's why I love producing. I got into producing because people would call me up and say, hey, man, who do you know? Can you help us with this? Can you put us in touch? Right. Yeah, that's what a producer does. That's what a producer does.
Correct.
And I tell everybody, my mentality is, I'm coming in as your CEO. You want me to produce? I look at it as business, because it is business. I'll come in. Look, I'm your chief executive officer. I'm your producer.
Exactly.
You're the chairperson. It's your script. You're the chairperson. I'm coming in to help fulfill your vision. I'm going to take your vision and put it on the big screen. That's what a producer does.
Right.
So, I'm the conductor of the sausage making, if you would.
Yes.
Except
maybe less messy, not as much blood and just all that stuff.
It depends. It depends. I'm not going to say yeah or nay. It really depends. You roll up your sleeves. But no, that's there's a lot of work behind it.
Yes.
And my family doesn't understand what I do, but that's okay. They like sausage,
Yes, to cook it right.
And I'm not there yet, and I know I'm not there yet. And I know I'm humble enough, and I appreciate the way you introduced me and stuff like that. I've got a long road ahead of me, and I'm cool with that, because I feel very privileged, very honored to do what I do. And I believe in my heart and in my head, I'm on the right path. And I'm really on the precipice of something really breaking up, something really blowing up. And that's how I feel. I mean, pre-pandemic, I had 2 features in LA that I was scheduled. And then the pandemic, everything shuts down. But that's okay. It'll come back around.
Right, exactly.
I'm not worried about it. I've got to keep sharp. I've got to keep pushing. And I've got to do what I've got to do. Looking at my board, I've got a lot of stuff coming up this month. I've got a lot of projects coming up for next year already. Big projects.
Nice.
So working with Mr. Roberts, Eric Roberts. The guy's a hardworking guy. He's busy. He's busy. He's going to be my father-in-law in Unlawful Duties. So we have like 6, 7, 8 scenes.
Right.
So, I'm excited about that. Robert Lasordo, another A-lister, who's also scheduled in that. He's a scary guy. I mean, sweetheart of a guy, but look at him. I don't want to meet him in a dark alley. And, I can't wait to meet him, because he's got presence.
Correct.
He's got presence, and I can't wait to work with him, because he brings it. He brings an intensity. So it's just, it's if I've said I'm excited, I'm excited. And we'll see where tomorrow brings, man,
Right, exactly. Well, and one last thing, I guess, kind of before we wrap up here as well,
Sure.
is I know there's a lot of people, like we had talked about, that do want to get into the industry. They do want to do acting and all that sort of
Sure.
stuff. What are maybe some tips and tricks that you can give some people who might be considering either doing film or television or even
Sure.
theater? Because even theater is in its own right, like
Oh yeah.
acting. What are some maybe tips and tricks that you can get people to say, oh my gosh, I got my first audition on Monday and I start on next Friday? Like, what are some ways that people can break into the industry from your
Well,
perspective?
I'm going to take it back even a few more steps.
Right.
Is it a part-time gig or is it a hobby?
Mm-hmm.
Because hobbies don't pay at all.
Correct.
Okay? And hobbies, you want to go build a puzzle, go make a puzzle.
Right.
If it's a part-time gig, how many hours are you investing in your part-time business? Because it's a business. It's a business of marketing yourself. And you either understand that or you don't. If it's a part-time business, you need a business plan.
Yes.
You do. What is your 5-year goal? You want to become a SAG actor? You want to be doing this full time? You want to be starring in the next whatever? What is your game plan? So take it even all the way back. I've taken 2 acting courses in my entire career. One was to learn how to read copy, commercial copy, and one was basic scene study. And that's it. I'm not going to poo-poo any acting coach and stuff like that.
Right.
But every time you're on set, it's class. Every time you have an audition, you're learning. Every time you're with fellow actors, whether it's a short, a feature, a commercial, you're always growing and learning. So you don't have to spend the $5,000 for an acting course.
Right.
Showcase. You don't. You need to get out there. You need to pound the pavement. Fortunately, today we have the internet.
Yes.
Today we have Facebook. We've got Google. There's plenty of stuff out there, and everyone's looking for new talent. You're not going to walk into Ford and get signed. You may, and God bless you if you do. And
for sure.
If I'm wrong, and God bless, just remember the feature. You're going to have to pay your dues. You're going to have to go to the gym and slowly, work with those 5-pound dumbbells before you're up to the 6. You're going to have to pay your dues. You're going to have to do the reps to get to where you want to be, because the universe will give you what you ask for, good, bad, or indifferent. But if you're looking at it as a hobby, hobbies don't pay. If you're looking at it from a part-time gig, then be disciplined and manage it as a part-time gig, because there's plenty of stuff to do on the weekends. There's plenty of stuff to do at night. But if you're going to haphazard this, don't get into it. You need to look in the mirror and be sure and confident as to who you are, because you're going to get kicked in the teeth. You are. Okay. And you can take your 5-second pity party, or you can carry that the rest of your days. Or you can focus and go out there and rip it and rip a new one. It's up to you. You need to decide every day. And look, I'm all over social media. Okay. If I can help anybody with anything, feel free to reach out. Honestly, Facebook, Instagram, whatnot. I'll be more than happy to help anybody, because here's the thing. Who's the next Tarantino?
Yeah.
Who's the next Scorsese? I work with the local colleges, and it's interesting kind of wrapping. Angela Anderson says, Dennis, it's so nice of you. You give back all the time. And I was like, wow, I never looked at it as I'm giving back, but I am, because again, I love what I do. I'll work with Full Sail University or Ringling Brothers, great schools down here, because I don't know who's the next. Who's the next Tarantino? Who's the next Scorsese? Who's the next Lucas? And if I'm volunteering and we hit it off and we're build rapport, well, again, back to my mindset, one project begets another, and I hope you remember me. That's it. Look, if you're a prick on set, everyone's going to remember you. If you're a nice guy and you work your butt off and you're good at what you do, people are going to remember you.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line, man. That's the bottom line.
Right. And it works both ways, even in real life. It's like at your job, if you're a jerk, if you're mad at all the time and you're horrible to people, no one's going to help you. But hey, if you're nice enough to people, you might get those donuts first thing in the morning, and they'll be like, "Here, I saved some for you." So
and that's the thing. Look, I'm a realist. There are a lot of people that love me, and there are a lot of people that don't. You want to come and see me burn? Come and see me burn.
Yeah.
Come see me light myself on fire. I'm okay. You're still coming out to see my work. I'm cool.
Yes.
I'm cool with that. Go out there and tell me how much I suck. I'm cool with that. Why? Because my name's still out there.
Yes, exactly,
Ubiquitous
exactly, and
branding.
it keeps
My
because
name's
like
still
when
out
where
there.
the drama builds I can't remember the phrase now, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no news is good. Any news is
No
good.
news is good news. There you go.
Keep my name out there. I don't care.
Exactly.
Outside of that, I try to live privately, love privately. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Tell me about Keanu Reeves. What do you know about Keanu Reeves? Hell of a nice guy.
Hardly anything. God.
Yeah. Tell me about Tom Hardy. Well, Venom 2 is a kick-ass movie. It's a great movie. Well, tell me about Tom. You don't know
Don't know anything.
Because he lives privately. Tell me about
Yes.
Keanu. Who's Keanu dating these days? I have no idea. What do you
Yeah.
mean? Isn't he an A-lister? Isn't he a blockbuster actor? Isn't he
Yeah.
making a shit ton of money? Yeah. So there's something to say for that. It is what it is. You can get and find whatever you want in this industry, good,
Yes.
bad, or indifferent. It's just a matter of knowing it's a business. And if you act like it's a business, people will know that. People will enjoy you. Look, the director says cut. I'm either huddling with the director,
Right.
he or she, and like, what do you think about that? Was that good? Do you want something else? Hey,
Right.
maybe I can do it this way. That's what I do. Outside of that, I huddle in my corner by myself.
Yeah.
This is my job. This is what I do.
Exactly.
Okay? I need to maintain my job and stay focused on the role at hand.
Right. Exactly.
And you either get it or you don't. I'm teaching. I'm in the 6th week of this foundational course, and I'm telling everybody, okay, go take 5 minutes, go read the script, and they're BSing around. And I'm like, look, guys, if you're in a room and you're auditioning, you're with your competition. They're sizing you up, and guess what? You just lost because you're not serious.
Yeah.
Either
exactly. No, I agree.
Get disciplined, get serious, get prepared, or you're gonna wind up failing. It's your choice either way.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, Dennis, thank you so much for coming on the show. You are an amazing wealth of knowledge in the acting industry. And with anything else, I do hope you have the most amazing success with all your films. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you at the Oscars, standing next to Dennis Hopkins in your new movie in 2022.
Oh my gosh. That'll be amazing. That'll be. I want to be standing next to Mr. Roberts as we get the
yes
accolades at the next Academy. That's you manifest what you manifest, man, and that's you just never know. And the industry is starved for new content. They're starved for new talent, and the world is your oyster. Go get yours. Go get yours. When my star shines or someone else's star shines, it doesn't take away from anybody else.
Yes, exactly.
What I do, my auditions, the roles I book are an affirmation of my dream, and that's one of the affirmations I read every day. So that's it. If I can help anybody with anything, Heath, I mean, thanks for putting up my links. Reach out. I'll be more than happy to do whatever I need to do and go from there, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you so much, Dennis, for being on the show with us. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your morning, noon, night, or wherever you are in the world. And take care.